Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. FSP Racing Live Friday night. Winston Cup action, Series 37, getting started again after an unfortunately timed break, as so much else in the world shut down. But thanks everybody for coming out and joining my the special broadcasts we put on for that. Milty, how you doing, buddy? I can't hear you. Wait, let me see. I can see you.
What's
that?
What season is this? 1 million FSB Racing Friday night. We're live, ready to go, baby.
And we are full of surprises for this upcoming season, including the Milty Cam making its debut tonight.
Milty Cam. What's
he
up?
cleaned up his garage for you.
I didn't clean myself up, but
That's all right. I barely did myself.
fortunately, there is no substitute.
Yeah,
right.
good to see you, Milty. Good to hear you. Good to be back. And we're going to open this season up at Homestead Flat, the stock 2003 version. It's a flat 1 miler, rewards patience, just like New Hampshire. I'm pretty bad at New Hampshire too, but it should be a great race. We had a really tight battle on Tuesday night, and we've got a huge field tonight. As you see that starting grid. Look at that starting grid.
It's
23 cars turn times, but you see all these guys choosing to take provisionals here, minus a few things like that camera 2 and me and Milty there. Yeah, we've been having record crowds. Everybody's at home still locked down and coming out in sim racing. We got some, return drivers in the field there. The 60 Advanced Balsar is coming back. We got newcomers like Alex Jarvie, Jim Christopherson, he's coming back in that 40 car. Let's see who else we got. Oh, Danny Falcon. I think you've heard Milty talk about him a few times. You know that guy.
Falcon, Danny Boy, the 20 kid, as he was originally called before we even used real names. We all had handles like I was the Monster,
I was Southpaw.
Yeah, that was sim racing vernacular back in the day,
This was online, it's still online game vernacular, but yeah, nowadays we use our real name here in the race. That's why I call Milty the Monster.
Driver. He's a champion. He's been away a long time, so we're gonna have to see how rusty he is. But he's got great skills. He's got great tire skills. He's run great here at this track. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's a past champion coming back, getting back up to speed. He's been doing just fine. And let's see who else. I know we got a couple other returning drivers there, or new ones. Pardon me while I scroll here. Yeah, not showing up tonight, but well, you got Matt Watkins making a start tonight, making another shot at the championship here, fresh off of his second King of the Hill title.
He did ask me. I have to do this real quick. This trophy right here. That's the Indy 500 trophy that I wrecked Matt Watkins to win. So he goes, I'm going to throw a virtual brick at you before this race. So I want you to show that trophy. And the great thing was that he won the race the next year. What was this? 2011. So 2012, he won it.
So he's going to wait. So he's going to throw a brick at you that you already kissed.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. I remember Jim Ray telling me, you're not going to wreck him, are you? You're not going to wreck him. 2 laps to go under caution, and I saw a hole that wasn't there and put him off. And it's not like I didn't, take the trophy home. So.
Oh, yeah.
He was cool about it, but he was not happy. I guarantee you that.
Every one of us has been there, done that, and bought the t-shirt. Yeah, you got quite the trophy collection behind you. You got that Road Rage banner up there that Mike Terwilliger did.
Mike Terwilliger. That was just awesome, I mean, that year, and racing against Kevin Lewis and Doug Tevick and all the drivers here to win that championship was pretty awesome. Yeah.
And Doug's back running the Road Rage with the Trans Am cars now.
He's pretty good.
He is what when you get him on a road course, he's what you call alien. Hey, Brian Lamb checking in the chat there. Tom Jackson. Thanks everybody tuning in. Now we got cars on the track for happy hour here, and we got to get through this field. Maybe check out some of the new paint schemes here. Mark DeRocket DeSenza on the pole. Stop me if you've heard this one before.
He is
back. He's absolutely back.
There's no more question. From a heart attack to being back.
Check out this Tim Hortons number 89 here. Alex Jarvie. That's a snazzy paint job there. It's hard to make brown look good. I like it. It's a retro Tim Hortons. Fits with the 1988 cars.
Absolutely, yeah. That's
There's
Alex Jarvie, yep.
Jim Christopherson there, and that DW Western Auto Lumina, just with the 40 on it instead of 17. Oh, look at the Dana Gardner 108 for Dog here. You started running that late last season.
Johnny Doucette.
And there is Lamb. Lamb's chatting with us, and now he's driving. Don't text and drive, folks. We are
Lakers.
We do not condone the texting and driving.
The man. Michael Jordan's pretty good, though. You know.
Yeah. They got game. That 58 there of Johnny Doucette. Got an Old Spice scheme going.
Then you got the old chiseled, grizzled veteran there, Rick Johnson, in the red box car. He's not going to change. You know, he's all about showing up, and I'm going to win this race. This is old school. This is the old school layout for Homestead, which my dad did one of his last races. He ran the road course and the for an IMSA race, which was really neat. And you know, so this, you know, the track is flat. It's a lot more flatter than what we see now on TV. That with the bank corners. Still the same real difficult entry and exit, and tire wear and fuel are all going to be an issue.
I was going to say, we were riding with the 60 car, the Winn-Dixie colors, the Mark Martin machine. I did that one up for Dennis Balsar in his return.
Oh, nice, dude.
And I saw, there's the 12 Haviland colors for Joe Weavers here. Looking good.
Christopherson going with the Darrell Waltrip Western Auto paint.
Well, I saw Jeff Hale out there in the 29. Let's see if we can find him.
The Hailstorm. Matt Watkins Pac-Man.
I saw Hale parked there, and now he's gone. He hasn't turned any laps either. There he is. Looks like he was just logging in to see where his pit box was, but yeah, he's running the Tide ride.
Dan Irvine's still in the Miller colors.
And you see here, you guys are practicing those pit stops last minute here. Even though this is the old layout of the flat banking, it's the same old difficult pit road that we know from the progressive version. You got to use that coming in, you got to use it coming out, and it is treacherous. It's like a road course down there. We got Shane Pittman checking in, cheering for Dennis Balsar and the whole MWO team.
Sponsored by Budweiser.
Lorenzo Wangler. looking for Tower.
We got All About Bake. Tell Dennis Balsar I've got the whole family cheering on NWO team.
That's Shane Pittman.
Yep.
So we're running through the rest of the field as fast as we can here before we get going. Mark DeRocket DeSenza again is your pole setter. Ken Hansen puts the Coors beer can on the outside pole. Bill Yarborough, always dangerous on these flat tracks. He's got the 54 in row 2. Dan Irvine, Dennis Balsar looking strong in his return there. Puts it P5 with the Winn-Dixie machine. Hopefully he doesn't pit on the white flag lap. Dan Jones, 007, the Canadian Bond, has joined us in the booth as well. He snuck in there. Those Canadians, man, they're quiet and sneaky.
Hey, boys.
What's up, buddy?
How's Milty look on TV?
He looks old and
the camera didn't break, so we got that going for us.
Awesome.
Yeah, I got muscles though.
Yeah, to make room on my stream deck, I have retired the Milty counter, but rest assured, people, that would have gotten a ding.
Here we go. Look, you're looking at about 34 lap windows. you can save. This is a track you can clutch on, but you have to have long green flag runs. Huge field. I'm expecting some cautions early, and then it clears up later in the race.
Absolutely. That's kind of the pattern we've been seeing all week. A lot of cars on track, a lot of rust to shake off,
That is
a lot of enthusiasm.
Trophy there for me.
Well, I've turned off our cameras and we're focused on the field here as they're on the grid. But thanks for setting that up, Milty. That was going above and beyond.
Very cool.
Buying a Logitech camera at these gouged prices during the quarantine.
Yeah, absolutely. I got hosed.
Yes,
It was
no
the
two ways about it.
hosing that I could go through here. So it's all about these guys here, and in P2 there, really good qualifying for the night car. Ken Hansen. That's going to be my pick tonight. I think Ken Hansen goes the distance and shocks the world and gets the win.
Yeah, that's a bold pick, but not a bad one. Man. I'm going to say never bet against Slim Jim Gately, even if he's back in the field. I think he's going to persevere. He's going to pick his way up through the field. He's going to be one to watch tonight, and this is a track that rewards patience, and there's not many people out there that's got as much patience as Slim Jim. That's why he's the professor.
The professor. You got Bill Yarborough, always qualifies well, running well up there. Man, this is a crapshoot right now. Got to get going here. This is not like one of those tracks where you just don't use the brakes. Sometimes you got to use the brakes here a little bit.
Especially contrary.
Early, you want to keep your foot like right around that brake. Just because everybody's going to be loose and you don't want to run into the guy behind you. You don't know what they're going to do. Give it a few laps. Then you start to, then you can flow and not, obviously not use the brake.
Yeah, so as we got going on Tuesday, we were definitely not using brakes. And so we're off to a clean start here, it looks like.
Whole new season here. Packed fields. You will expect this every Friday night. The powers that be were a little worried about whether or not we had spots for everybody, but we did.
It has worked out, and we have a clean lap on here.
The outside line is just really nowhere. That's one of the things. That's why they banked it. They wanted too wide racing. Really got to stay down low and save your tires. If you get outside, you want to try to stop that and get back inside and follow and find a spot. The great guys that have whooped my butt here. I did actually beat Matt Watkins once here on fuel, which he still can't believe that happened. But and guys like the late Texas Nation, they saved tires and ran that bottom line, and then on the longer run, you're going to see tire dag here big time. You have to take a look at those lap times as it progresses.
And speaking of Matt Watkins, we got him there on the right side as he's started deep in the field, already moving up a few spots.
Hey, Joe, we were really using a wide line there, that Haviland board there. We'll have to see how that works for him. We know.
Oh, we got 53 sideways and hangs on to it there.
Everybody pretty much getting in line and understanding it's a long race.
Looks like TG Reese.
Laps.
TG Reese got himself in a default tonight. He must have uploaded a car late because I hit the car file manager early today, trying to get ready.
Oh boy, Jim Stravano sideways in front of Matt Watkins in the car number 14. AJ Foyt numbers there, and Matt makes the pass, but boy, Jim can't do a lot of that. He was power sliding around 3 and 4 there. Crazy. Now he's taking a look at Matt, but
Thinks better of it, wisely.
Thinks better of it. Slim Jim Gately in the back, Matt Watkins in the back. They're all expecting crashes early. Obviously, they decided not to qualify up front, especially the first race of the season. They're thinking big picture here.
We got the boss man, Sam Young, looking for a way around Slim there. Sam likes this track. He likes the flat tracks, and he's looking for a good finish tonight. Also starting deep in the field with a provisional with the 98.
Back to 28th place, Chet Barkin and T.G. Reese going at it, kind of thinking better of it. And Brad Marple, 1, 2, 3, 4, United States Marine Corps. The Lowe's car of Keith Cordier, right? Yeah.
He says Cordier. I would have said Cordier myself.
Well, I should know this by now. It's not his first race. These guys are kind of purposely chilling, I think.
That's okay. I said Tower's name wrong until Kim corrected me live on a broadcast. So.
Well, we need that, you know.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, well, you know, insanity is the definition of doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, you know.
Pops Margison in the old Scotch Blue 99, hanging in there in the top 20.
Mark DeCenza, vintage Mark DeCenza, longtime veteran. Been racing with this guy for 16 years in various leagues, and he's still got what it takes. Health is better, and we're starting to see the real Mark DeCenza.
There's
Second
Danny
place,
Falcon.
Bill Yarborough. The real tree car, always just a great qualifier and runs up top here. Can he do the deal and make the pass? We shall see. Long way to go.
A long way to go. A lot of tire management to go. As you see, Matt Watkins looking underneath that 20 car, the Seattle Supersonics machine of Danny Falcon. Looks like he's going to bring Slim Jim Gately with him. Rick
Danny
Castle
Falcon,
couldn't quite get in there.
He was with the vaunted Super Speedway experts back in the day, and the name of the team just left me.
Something like UCR?
Yeah, ECR, and they were like a machine back in the day. Definitely capable on these mid-range tracks here too, speedways. You got to figure though, this is what I've been talking about. Like if I got back in the car, you wouldn't just go up there and kick everybody's butt. There's no way. Everybody's gotten better, and you know, this professional sim racing, and the big thing you got to do is what Danny's doing right now is to make laps, get a feel for it, try to execute his pit stops. That's great.
Oh, I got 3 wide there with Sam Young, Slim Jim Gately, and Pops Margison. Looks like Sam's going to wisely back out of that.
Alex Jarvie looking really strong. I'm noticing his line. That's kind of the line Rick Johnson and Matt Watkins likes, a little bit off the bottom. What I always like to do later in the run here at Homestead with this old configuration was start to gravitate towards the bottom later in the run. It saves fuel, it saves tires, and you can't really do it at the beginning. You don't get as much momentum, but Alex is taking a serious look at the 27 of Dan Irvine.
Yeah, the place to build your run here is coming off, so if you can arc it in, kind of widen out that corner and make the run off, that's how you make your passes.
Exactly, sorry. Takes that outside in a little bit. The 9 car is starting to push a little bit, but he's getting a great exit out. So he loses a car length and gains a car length on the 27. This is a great battle here for the top
Oh
five.
man, and then Sam Young and Matt Watkins are splitting some cars
that's a
here.
gaggle. Seems like Matt's deciding I got to go here now. That's great on fuel. Like the time I said I beat him, I ran out of gas on the last corner in a Pro Cup race. And my teammate tried to push me. And these cars, they don't push very well. He almost wrecked me. I was like, I got enough fuel. Bam, hit me anyway. But somehow I held on to it. And I remember him in TeamSpeak afterwards. I'm going over the figures. I can't. This is not possible. Especially for you. He was. You're not a gas saver. You know.
Well, I
Matt
tell you,
Watkins is a gas saver, and he knows how to save fuel here. If this thing stays green like it's going, he's going to want to go later. You got to hit 34 laps, right? I mean, 36 would even be better.
36 is what I ran.
36 is puts you in the window.
It was 36, 38 that I ran, something like that. At the finish on Tuesday, I came in second, almost caught Weber. In fact,
second is first loser, man. You know?
Yeah, well, it was a fuel mileage race, and the 3 cars in front of me ran out, and I just ran out of room to run down the last one that was running out of gas because I had to get around the other 2 first.
Obviously, I'm messing with you because that's badass right there.
I thought I was junk going into the night in the Chicken Run Tuesday, and I saw the fuel mileage play, and I went for it, and it worked out.
Dun, 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 dun.
The only real hiccup was I punted Lamb, which I never like to do. Anyone.
Yeah, you guys are bros, you know. Bros before wins. Maybe not. I don't know. But we got the 007. He's kind of backed off a little bit from the 89, but he was taking a look there. James Bond.
Yeah, he doesn't like these flat tracks. He just goes into survivor mode.
But he's a road racer, so, people don't understand. Sometimes they equate that, and it depends on the track.
It really does.
Some of them you would say a road racer like him would have an advantage, but I've experienced that, like, on short tracks where, like Martinsville, you should have an advantage. You won a lot of road races, and I was junk, so. So now that I'm thinking here, let's look at let's take a look here at the leader. And
Mark Descends is just happily cruising out there, not really getting any pressure from Bill Yarborough on that 54.
Just with that iconic paint job. He's always run the 3, and he always will run the 3, and he's earned it in sim racing.
Well, he ran the 6 before.
Yeah, he has run the 6. That's
so he always ran the Wrangler colors.
That's because somebody else had the 3 already when he came back.
Well, so. when we got here, it was when I got here, the 3 was off limits, which is what a lot of sim leagues do because everybody wants the 3, and it got opened up, taken off the retired list. Someone else took it, and then that person left, and then another person took it, and that person left, and so Mark jumped on it.
Last lap 38.7, best lap 38.2. So we're looking at a half-second tire degradation at lap 19, which is over halfway through your. Now, if this thing goes green, there are other options. If pigs fly over a frozen hell, too. But right now, you got to think big picture, a long run. You got to at least get 34 or 35 so you can get 36 or 37 at some point. Otherwise, the math doesn't add up. You probably use a little more in this fuel in the first run than you can actually save more with the field spread out if it stays green doing a pit stop. Being in the lead and running this well is probably going to use a little fuel. So we'll have to see as we make lap 20 at Homestead.
Yeah, all clean and green so far. A few close calls, but everybody's held on. We were concerned with a big field and a tight track, but everyone is really showing a lot of patience so far.
Yep, the broadcaster didn't know what the heck he was talking about.
Hey, you know, that ain't gonna be the first or last time that's ever happened.
Absolutely. Bill Yarbrough is making waves here and coming, and so is the 9. After restarting second and falling back to like 4th, he comes back. And that Coors Milling beer can P3 here. And
yeah, this front 4 is tightened up here in the last couple laps.
Oh, there's the 27. You see the different lines there. I like that bottom line, like the Dan Irvine was using later in the run right here. I like it on the bottom on both sides. I like the late apex, but okay, Dan tries something different there. And pretty much status quo pro there. I just feel like later in the run, that earlier entry saves your tires as these guys are pushing on the outside. You see the 9 do that like I was talking about, and he almost gets... This is when you want to start running that bottom line. It's hard because you get used, you know, in qualifying practice, that outside in line is the best line, but now with this tire dag, it changes. Trust me.
Oh, it does a lot. These tires are basically roasted marshmallows at this point.
Nothing on the scanner. If you're going to short pit, you got to short pit pretty soon.
If you get a short pit, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot because... Oh, no! So much for that.
There's contact, and the 54 slowly goes around just a little left.
Slow
and a great
loop.
save there.
Do we have caution? We have caution. Caution on the speedway.
Out. Bill Yarbrough with the Danny Sullivan there, but he will... They're going to race back to the line, and just the slightest of touches there. Obviously, what the 9 did not want to do, but at least it was a soft little glove kiss. No damage for the Real Tree Chevrolet.
Yeah, should be no damage. He's just going to lose some spots, and we'll see where it scores him. Looks like he fell back to 11th. So, I mean, he lost 9 spots, but it could have been a lot worse.
As a driver, you have to regroup right here. You got to find where you're supposed to line up, first of all. You don't have you have a spotter in your ear telling you pass the 27, pass the 15, pass the... So you're trying to line up here because you don't know. You're disoriented right now as you watch. I'm watching Bill, and you got to go down pit road and execute after you're probably a little perturbed. And pit road here, watching pit road here. Look how they got to take that double angle and then slow down, and they're making contact.
Oops, a little bit of...
Boom. This isn't the 405 freeway, or maybe it is. It looks like the 405 freeway in L.A. Hey, there's Doris Gately cheering for Slim. Hi,
Doris. Thanks for checking in, Mama Gately. I hate to tell you, I put the broadcaster jinx on Slim already, but he's okay. He hasn't hit anything.
Hope it all is well with your family, and good to see you tonight. Okay, Walt McGregor is saying, now it's time to figure it out, Jordan. He's talking about Jordan. Let's see what happens here. You got the 30 Folger car. What is he doing here? Look at him coming out of pit road here.
Sends like Irvine, Hansen, Jones, Jarvie.
You better not hit somebody, or you're gonna have trouble here on pit road, and they negotiate it. Oh, awesome. Dorsey and everybody is well, and in these times, we try to get away from it a little bit and have some fun, but
absolutely.
Ultimate thing is that we all survive. You know, people are struggling to work. Feel very lucky that I'm essential, I guess, as a construction worker. So, and thank God. Man,
unfortunately, my wife was already working from home most of the time, so it's not that big of a difference for her.
But it's huge for a lot of people.
It is.
Can't be remiss of that, you know. So, did you get your stimulus check or what?
I don't know.
I'm not stimified.
Well,
Hey,
you're
Mr. Jones.
Canadian,
Oh, we got a problem with the 27.
You
He's
guys get
ducked.
stimulus checks and
Guys, we got a problem.
2027's blinking, and he's looking better now.
Yeah, he dropped down. He knew he was having a problem. I thought he was about to disconnect or game froze on him or something, but he's back.
Then you're looking pretty good right now. I was talking about the bottom line later in the run. So I'm going to throw that at you, man. Use that bottom line if this thing goes long, which you were doing. So
Yeah,
you definitely recognize that.
If you go outside, man, you're screwed.
It's faster early, but slower later.
Yep. Yeah, you just got to miss that corner by a little bit. Hard to pass. That was a great run. Unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Yeah, fantastic run to start it.
From the couch to season number whatever it is.
37.
37. These pro drivers really put on a show there. You definitely didn't see that when you were watching sim racing on TV last couple of months.
They call
the pros. No, honestly,
they did do a heck of a job.
They did. Hey, Bill Farmer checking in. You know what? It was heartening to see the pros make the same mistakes we do.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I'm like, you know what? This stuff ain't easy. Be it the guys on the track or the guys up in the booth there calling it. It's hard to catch everything going on here. I mean, I got two computers watching it, and I still miss stuff.
Yeah, we're still working on it. Well, actually, I do have another monitor that's getting cleaned up. Might have to go, you know, double monitor. I don't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I got 3 on my stream PC, and then there's one on the camera 2 computer here. So there's 4 monitors up around me.
Okay, so we didn't make that fuel window.
We did not, so this is going to throw a wrinkle into it. In fact, I do see some cars currently on pit road topping off. It appears to be the 58.
Do that, yep.
58 and the 108 have come in to top off, as well as the 20 of Danny Falcon.
The 20 kid, I talked to him on Discord this week, and we hashed up and yucked it up, and he's running with the donkeys over in our iRacing thing, and he's also running here. It's just good to see him back and running, and just to hear his voice. You know, when you sim race with people, you become friends, you know, and competitors. But when you see, you know, through life or whatever things, you don't see people for a long time. When you know, it's just like, how are you doing? How's your family? How's your life? You
Pace cars off.
Great, you know.
And we're about to take this thing back to green and behind the rocket.
Make no doubt about it. I'll put my oath on it. Give him some time, and he's going to be up there in the front. But this is pro sim racing. These restarts, you got to recharge, restart, rethink, refocus. The dynamics change every time, you know. Okay, and
some guys
Dan
who might
Irvine with a great pit stop moved up like 3 spots there, and he's making a statement. Dan, you know, runs real modified.
Caution already.
And we got a caution.
As you know what they say, caution sprayed cautions.
Definitely, Dan Irvine was looking like a shark in the water. He smelled blood.
Oh, I found it. It was, looks like a solo spin here.
Yeah, my co-worker George on here. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for showing up. He wants to get a rig, you know, but that stuff costs money, especially right now.
Yeah, right now prices are gouged.
He's been doing some like NASCAR on the PlayStation, and then he'll talk about tracks to me, and I'll tell him what I've learned through this sim, you know. and then it worked. You know, he's like, yeah, I can see, because they run Homestead, like I can't remember, NASCAR 2K or one of those, because he's, you know, got a PlayStation. So he also does like NBA stuff, does a little bit of broadcasting on Twitch, which he's badass in that, dude. I'm telling you. And that's really intricate, just like all these sims and are, you know, fascinating.
Yeah, but yeah, playing basketball doesn't equate to a console controller quite the way that driving a race car translates to using a wheel and pedals. That's one thing we got, and that's why the NASCAR, IndyCar, they were all able to do this stuff during the off season, not the off season, the quarantine, to be able to keep their sport going, because the motions are the same.
Well, you notice when you were watching like the real guys, the guy like Kevin Harvick, he showed up the first week, he was junk, you know. I mean, he hadn't even sim raced before, you know. He's an older guy, you know, and then the next week he showed up, man, you're starting to see him run better, you know.
Dude, Kevin Harvick's my age. I think you were talking about Jimmy Johnson. He's also close to my age, but
well,
Jimmy Johnson
but
was
still
awful.
Old as far as like techno, you know.
Not really. He's my age.
Techno. Well, you're Brainiac, man. I mean,
I mean, Dale Jr. was hanging around the Papyrus forums.
Like you that can drive good and do all this technical stuff, you know.
So one of them's out there right now, and that's a 15-car Matt Watkins.
Yeah,
he's moved himself up to 16th spot.
From the rear with the gear.
Now Matt's an actual IT professional. He's when something stumps me.
He built this computer that I'm running on right now.
Yeah, when I don't know the answer, I pass it off to Matt Watkins, because that guy is a walking encyclopedia.
Well, it looks like while we're still yelling here real quick, I'm gonna hit the little green outhouse. I'll be right back.
All right, you do that, buddy. As we continue to roll here under caution, lights still on the FSB pace car. Our leader remains Mark DeSenza, who has led pretty much all the way, except for some caution flag laps where a few guys came in and grabbed some Dave Marcus points. Yeah, Dan Irvine in the 27, Ken Hansen third in the 9 car, Alex Jarvie holding. Those actually got a couple Canadians rounding out your top 5 here with Alex Jarvie and Dan Jones, who has snuck into the booth again here in the 007. How's it looking out there, Dan? Did that Tuesday night run give you some confidence for tonight? I think we lost Dan.
Sorry, I was just on the phone with a lawyer.
Oh.
They take precedence.
Yes, they do. Man, doing business under caution. So how you feeling out there, Dan? Is it you get a good boost of confidence from the Tuesday night run?
Absolutely, it's good practice. I've been trying the ratios out differently now, and I've been having good success.
Excellent.
Except for the truck race last night. But I was in the top 5 there for a while.
Sweet. And then rounding out their top 10 here, Dennis Balsar, looking good in his Friday night return in that Mark Martin car. Dave Ellens in the 115. Steve Weber, your Tuesday night winner, running 8th right now. Brian Lamb and Bill Yarbrough back to 10th place after that spin, but still very much in it, especially with the cautions falling like this.
So we're still not even at the fuel window to cut it into.
This works out pretty good, though, because...
But it does. It will, by the time they go green, it'll be right back into the fuel window.
Yeah, lap 32 right now, 33 at the green. This puts you in a pretty good fuel window to try and make it from here on out.
Dude, if I had you as my crew chief, I would have won another 100 races, you know?
This stuff's easier to do from up here than in the car sometimes. And I tell you, a lot of my credit to fuel strategy races goes to my teammate Mark Dillon. He was able to do all this math on the fly in a pack at 200 miles per hour in the super speedway races. And that was my secret to learning the fuel mileage race right there.
Yeah, absolutely. You need that guy. you need that kind of help from teammates, definitely.
Pace car is peeled off, and D-Rocket Descenza leads us back to the green once again. Well, let's see if we can get some green flag stopped in on this run.
007 going down low instantly on the 89 of Alex Jarvie.
Man, I wouldn't advise that, but he's gonna think better of it too.
And he does.
Oh, it might cost him some momentum.
Right there. Looking really strong here. Dennis Balsar in the 60. You know, they got a IMSA driver who was actually teammates with friends of mine that my dad's friends that run IMSA. Dennis Balls on, you know. So that's pretty close. Or Alex, what the heck is his name? Balls on, balls are. So he's balls on right now.
I don't know what to make of that one, Milty.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't know where that came from.
I'm gonna have to reconfigure the Milty counter just for that.
Ding, 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 ding.
Ding! Oh, look at the talent in that right side frame there.
Dave Ellens looking strong in that 115, drove in a little bit hard there, but the Big Cactus, former champion in Winston Cup, just cruising in that top 10. What did he do? And trying to get a good finish here. Always, that's how he won a championship. It was average finish, and there is a championship and a trophy. Who's sponsoring this year?
Well, I mean,
I believe it's once again gonna be the Farmer Brothers contract.
Farmer Brothers contracting. Got to get a sign for that.
Oops, sorry about that.
Brian Lamb, another good, excellent road racer. He's feeling it here. It looks like the 54 of Billy Yarborough lost time there on that pit stop.
Well, no, he got spun earlier. He actually picked up a spot.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Jeff Hale in the Tide car, very nice paint. And one heck of a driver here. He's kind of falling back a little bit from that pack. You need 1.5, but he's following that guy in the 52. Mama, there goes that man, Rick Johnson, and he's got the other goat in front of him. The two winningest drivers in stock cars at FSB Racing over these 16, 17 years. I think we're coming up 17. I don't know. Yeah, a long time. Heck, I got trophies from like 2006. You know, I mean, it's crazy. They're together and their purpose here, and they got Slim Jim Gately in front of them. Jordan McGregor in front of them. Walt talking about Jordan here. It's time to figure it out. And I think, you know, that's what these guys wanted to do. They were expecting carnage to begin with. They didn't get it until later. They avoided it. Now the urgency starts to pick up. You got to start to move up and get track position. And it's getting really tight here. These guys are racing really hard. Look at this pack. Oh, inches apart. Might have been a little contact there with the goats there. Rick Johnson and the 15, not sure. Matt Watkins gets sideways a little bit every now and then just to wake himself up and you know, I seen him get sideways at 230 in an Indy car and it, like on the second lap and almost wreck it. And then it just kind of woke him up, and then the rest was history. So I think he does that just to get his adrenaline going a little bit.
Oh, Ryan Johnson gets the back of Jordan McGregor, and he holds it. Wow, what a save.
Somebody locked him up. Or
what a save by Jordan McGregor. Yep.
Nice save there. He had to stab the brakes, which is what he wanted to do, but that's going to hurt his tires. He's got some Folgers in his cup, so he's definitely got the mojo.
Alright, and I managed to fix the audio from my capture card there. I just realized that I wasn't getting sound out of camera 2 there for the first
These guys are going at
40
it.
minutes
We're not
here.
even watching and we got races for the lead here. Matt Watkins looking under the 59 of Ryan Johnson. Ryan Johnson getting a good run out, but getting a little bit loose there coming out. Let's get a little in-car here. We got to get some in-car here.
Alright,
we have
let's
not
go.
done that.
Let's go on board the goat.
Which one?
That would be Mr. Matkins. And if you put on your Skype camera, you'll see your Skype screen. Sounds like he's shifting there.
Yeah, this is one of those tracks where you can downshift, or you can keep it in fourth gear. Matt Watkins coming up in the back of Slim Jim Gailey there. He's definitely downshifting to third in the center of the corner. We saw that real guys still do that sometimes. That does not save you fuel, so what he's looking at is trying to save his tires.
Oh, he slid a little bit there. He was a little slideways. That's the reason you do it. You try and loosen the car up, but at what cost?
He's starting to run that bottom line a little bit, which is usually not Matt Watkins. So he's definitely thinking about tires and long run. Oh, and okay, there we go. They've kind of spread out. This is one of those tracks you have to maintain focus every lap, every corner, and think about every little mistake you make on your entry, middle, corner, exit hurts you or can help you if you execute better than the guy in front of you. Start looking at the lap times as this goes on. That's where it gets critical. You're building something. You got to have a plan. Because if you go like heck, you're going to pay for it.
Meanwhile, we got Dan Jones working on his countryman Alex Jarvie here.
Matt is falling back into the clutches of Jordan McGregor. Almost loses it in turn 2 there. Big stab on the brakes, but McGregor is... He's like, I got to apologize to nobody. Matt Watkins feeling that pressure, drives it in harder there. Still downshifting. I'm not seeing downshifting from the 30. So these are like Rick Johnson really hates downshifting on these tracks.
I do
too. He's always a fourth gear guy.
Look at that 007 and the 89 almost touching there off too.
Matt Watkins will change up like a tumbleweed in the windstorm. Just the track position is becoming huge here. You're starting to see that we got Christopherson up in the top 10 now, running great. But he's got tons of cars in front of him and behind him, and they're all about the same speed. I mean, pit stops and even yellow flag pit stops are going to be huge here, and the caution is out. Caution is out. Oh, and it's the 14 of Jim Stravato is around. Doesn't look like he has any damage. We'll have to go back and look at the 14 with the Cessna paint there. Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, he's obviously should, gonna have to pit here and get tires. What do these other guys do? Stay out, save track
Oh, you always
position?
want to.
Okay.
Oh man.
Right here, though, I mean, I think if you keep track position, everybody else is gonna stop, and then you're gonna get ate up. So you gotta stop here. If you're way in the back, then then you might. I don't know. This track is a tire grader. We see the tire dag and the lap times go down quickly. So, and they're all pitting.
So I found what happened with Jim Stravato here.
We need Larry McReynolds here, but I don't know. He was kind of lost a little bit in iRacing there.
So you got Jim Stravato here. First thing he does, he hammers the wall all by himself here off turn 4.
That's not good.
Catches a little bit of apron, shoots up the track. I mean, that is some serious contact. Doesn't get hit there.
This track is no joke. Oh, and he misses.
And then he
pit
starts
road.
falling backwards and then gets a little side swipe from 68, and that finally sends him around.
He didn't go
And that's
down
where your
pit
caution
road.
is.
He must be a lap. I think he was
I think
on that.
he probably lost the lap trying to get rolling again.
Okay.
So we're watching it here.
Okay.
Yep, that's what happened. There goes the leader, Mark DeSenza, so he lost the lap before he could take the caution.
Yeah. That's why at the last minute he said, I better not pit or I'll get penalized. Pit road is a madhouse. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, look at all those cars rolling off.
Yarbrough burning rubber out there. He's made up some spots. Got a long race left, and the definitely Billy Yarbrough is improving his positions here.
So we are not quite halfway, and we'll be just a little bit... right about halfway when we take the restart here. This is going to be a one-stop race from here out.
Man, this race is intense, bro. Hard to make up spots, man.
It is. You got one line here, and you got to wait till somebody messes up.
Yeah, wait for them to mess up or wait for them to kill their stuff, basically.
Yeah.
Which I guess falls under the purview of messing up.
It's funny though. You give and take. The 89, he screws up, then I catch him, and then I screw up. Not from the 89, but the 60 Balsar behind me would catch up, and then they both gave room.
Absolutely, that's the key. I mean, we're not quite to halfway yet. You got to get there, and everybody's doing what they need to do. The incidents tonight have been minor. They've just been, just incidental racing contact, and everyone's been looking real smooth out there tonight.
That's good to hear because it feels that way. And,
they're keeping good spacing and not trying to make harsh moves. Great car control, and they understand what this track is about, which is basically just what Dan said. It's a
Oh,
one-line
89's
track.
blinking out pretty bad.
One
Yeah, he's
groove
back.
track like Bill Farmer, Farmers Brothers contracting. We need a banner or something, man.
Well, if you look in the lower left corner, it's
Trophies
been there.
are cool. All these trophies I got, they're because somebody paid for them, and sponsored them and dudes love trophies,
they're not cheap either. Those trophies.
and they're not cheap, You got to ship them.
Yeah, Trophy Outlet really gets you on the shipping.
And I'm sure we'll probably see throughout the course of the year some of Sean's hardware. He's got some. That's for damn sure.
I got a few.
Yeah, apparently he's got too many because he can't fit one in his room.
It's not. Good lord! I explained that it was not about how many. It was about that one was taller than the
Did
others.
I must have heard it wrong.
Yeah, that one was taller than the space between the shelf and the ceiling. So I had to swap toppers with another trophy that had a shorter topper on it. Basically, what it equates to is there's a truck.
Laps,
There's a car on top of my truck trophy.
We're definitely in the window for one more stop.
Hopefully, it's a green flag. That's where I can make up some room.
Yeah, exactly. That's what a lot of guys are hoping to make a difference to get track position.
Yeah.
Because right now, driving on the track is very hard. Mark DeSouza is just the boss right now, owning this thing.
No kidding. Can't get near him.
Oh,
And
looks
that's
like
what
Brad
he's done
Otto.
throughout his career. Has been a great qualifier. When he gets out front, we know his. You know, every driver has a weakness, and we all know that. And we know his weakness is green flag stops. That's just the way it is.
Yeah,
And mine too.
Yeah, he always gets that speeding ticket.
But when you have long runs and then yellow flag stops, you ain't gonna beat this guy.
Well, pace car's about to peel off.
Or you will not beat the 3.
Brad Otto is on the tail end of the lead lap here, and
Dan Irvine last time had a real good start, and I think looking from his car language, the last time he's expecting to try to make a move now, daringly, as Matt Watkins takes a look. How about that paint for the for Dave Ellens though, with that grill? That's some killer old school like 50s Chevy grill there, like a 57 Chevy or something. Just notice that. That's badass, man. But he's getting past. McGregor coming through. Matt Watkins is like, I gotta go, man. It's gonna get more hectic. It's ramping up, folks. Well, you know, and there a lot of people don't like this track. I like it, I liked it, you know, because the point was is I could qualify within the top 5. If you can, once you don't qualify in the top 5 or top 10, you start to really hate it because
we
you
got
can't go nowhere.
Caution back on the speedway. Oh, looks like several cars around on the back stretch.
Now, what you're going to do here, somebody's going to think of something. Jordan McGregor scraping against the wall there. Not sure if he was involved or a little bit of rim riding there for the Folgers in your Cup car.
Did Sam just fall out because it said that message, unacceptable level?
That sounds like a fallout, yeah.
Which, that's another thing. Get blowed motors, you lose gears, and you also get booted sometimes.
And sometimes your daughter grabs the remote to your monitor and shuts it off.
Like Denny Hamlin. Wasn't that great? He was like on a ladder. I'm like, really? But I remember, you know, my kid, the model, you know, when she was little, that kid would crawl up and grab anything. So when you think about putting stuff up real high with a ladder, that's not like joking around. That's actually, you know, effective. That's
Absolutely.
That's the way you know for sure your kid's not going to grab that stuff.
All right, Milty, I got the caution here queued up, and it looks like it started further up in the field than I thought. At the 124, Rick Castle here. Looks like just turns hard right. Not sure what happened, if there was an equipment failure or something. Gets into Will Farmer, and then while checking up, looks like the 25 and the 108 get caught up as well.
It's watching the 30 Folgers car of Jordan McGregor. Looks like they're going 4 tires. Let's see if they have any damage there. He was scraping against the wall there. And they're doing some work on the car there. He's not leaving pit road as he gets past. And he gets that work done. They pull those fenders out, but he's going to lose tons of track position there. And that's Rick Castle, the Crown Royal car. I want to get some Crown Royal and take some shots in these shot glasses I've recently cleaned. So,
Hey, you got Kim Wright checking in, watching from home.
Hi, Kim.
She's been back at work after making some off-season starts with us.
That's awesome. You know,
driver of the 96 car.
A fan and a driver. And that, you know, driving with the 96 car, that comes with the responsibility, because that was the great Jim Ray, our original founder. That was his number, and to be able to drive that 96, those numbers, you know, that's definitely history in this league. Yeah,
No pressure,
that's
nothing.
great that she's taking those numbers and running them. So looking at this, we got cars kind of, it's getting more coagulated. Cars lap down. Looking at the Seattle Supersonics car, Danny Falcon, 20 kid, we used to call him the Highliner, a champion, having a really nice, smart, safe race, which I would expect from a pro like him, just trying to get his bearings and racing the race. He's a great racer, and to watch him back here out in action and running well in this awesome league, it pulls on my heartstrings, you know.
Yeah, we got.
You know, you have competitors you race against, want to beat, but at the same time you respect them, and you know, and then you know, sim racing is kind of a fraternity. You know, when you see somebody gone for a while and then they come back and run, it's just awesome. Don't recall seeing him in a Ford before. I think he was a Chevy man back in the ECR days. A good old school Supersonics colors right there. That's very cool. That's like Sean Kemp days back then. Gary Payton, the glove. And Tower having a great race. Running.
Looks like he's got some right side damage there on the 101 Coast Guard machine.
Tower, unlike the guy in front of him who has, even though he's been off the, yeah, George is a big Ford fan. You know, he's building him a hot rod there. My coworker, so he's all in with the Fords. You know, Danny with multitudes of experience, but coming back to the track, and the 101 of Tower, you know, new to sim racing just a year or two ago. And
No, he was old school. He was just coming back to it.
well, I mean, yeah, but it's not like coming back NASCAR 2003 to NASCAR 2003. I don't know, man. But I get you. You know, that's why you're here to correct me when I say something stupid. You know.
And we're back to green here with Mark DeSenza leading us back.
Let's go.
And Dan Irvine is chomping at the bit, looking for some way to get around Mark DeSenza. I think he feels like this is his best opportunity.
Yeah, he's done that before. Rick Johnson in 52, mired back in like 18th place, very 16th place, uncharacteristic, but he's got to go now. And he's trying to. Rick Piscona in the 109 trying the bottom line early, along with Dog in the 108. That's some bitchin' paint there, that purple and white car, Dog.
Yeah, that one really sticks out. I like that.
Yeah, very nice. And he's running well. The paralyzed from the waist down dude, man. I mean, it's been like 30 years he's been paralyzed, still hanging on, running with hand controls.
43 years, I believe. I think it happened the year before I was born.
That's a long time. And
it is.
He's like Monster, because we text each other all the time, man. Can't believe I'm still
we got
alive.
some business on the front stretch here. 3 wide.
That was close enough.
Someone's got to back out of that because that's not going to stick. And it looks like Mr. Stravato in the 14
I tell you,
chooses
Danny
discretion.
Falcon has got to be tripping when he looks at the strength of field that he's racing against. He'd be like me, you know. He's a champion. He's and Rick Johnson in the 14 made contact, and he's got to be sitting there in his cockpit going, "Are you kidding me? These guys are all so badass. I can't believe it." Because I'm a badass, you know. But so far, he's racing the track. That's what you got to do. And Rick Johnson, a little bit of contact with the 14, Jim Strato, and he's still pushing on him. Jim's a lap down here, so the 52 and this group wants to get by, but Jim's got every right to race here. He has to try to get that lucky dog if he can.
Right.
Here comes the 52 on the inside. And he backs out. Oh, and Stravato goes sideways.
Well, way sideways. The wall's going to save him, though.
Into the wall there.
Yeah, wall saved him from going around and keeps it from being a caution.
Save. Easy to say from the couch over here, but that's probably, you know, I don't know, but a great save, you know.
Meanwhile, Dan
You gotta
Irvine.
think about the lucky dog when you're and where you're at, and race the cars that you can race. Easy for me to say.
Absolutely, yeah. Meanwhile, Dan Irvine was not able to make anything of that early surge on Mark DeCenza, and so he's hanging back out there in second again.
Stravato with a great stab save. Dog and, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's piling up traffic behind him.
5 fingers, 3 wide. There was 10 fingers there. And the one-on-one gets by the 14. The 14 is holding on with 2 hands on his butt right here.
Wouldn't 5 fingers, 3 wide be 15?
Absolutely. I'm not sure if they all got 5 fingers. And there's Yoshi Link. What's up, bro? Oh, and the 58 sideways now. They're pushing
saving
hard
it.
now.
He's saving it down there on the apron.
Off the front of these cars. They got to go. They really want to buy the 14. Look, if you're the 14, though, you have to race. You just can't lay down. Your car is not.
Yeah, I mean, he's down a lap and heavily damaged, so
eventually you need to let these guys get by. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. You got to let discretion be the better part of valor there at some point. And,
but he is not. He is definitely...
I'm not sure if he's racing anybody on the same lap or not. Let's see.
Oh, he drives it in hard. Yeah, if it was me, I would get on the outside there and let these guys by. I think it's time, you know. You had your chance. Now you got to let them by.
Yeah, he is not even currently in the lucky dog position there, as you see it pop up. It's currently in the hands of the 31.
This. Plus, you got a hornet's nest behind you. You got to let them by, dude. You got to let them by here.
They want to turn them into murder hornets, that's for sure.
Oh, and the Castle gets sideways and has to stab the brakes. These guys are going to start to get impatient here. Well, they're trying to hold on to it, too.
Yeah, all this is... The cars racing for position here are racing for the 20th spot. And Jim Stravato there is 1 lap down in the 14, but he's not in the lucky dog spot. He has to catch up to Brad Otto.
Yeah, so you need to know this and let dudes by here. It's time to let him by. Let's see, and he's still racing hard.
There's Castle looking underneath.
Yeah, Castle got in that wreck earlier, but...
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Rick Castle's car. You heard... It looked like his engine just kind of...
looks pretty good, and... Oh, boy, he gets contact.
With the little side swipe from Pops, yep.
14. The 14 is racing these guys hard.
And he saves it again after a little more contact from Pops.
He's putting on a show, that's for sure, but it's time to let it go, bro.
Yeah, it's time to roll over and just get to the finish here, I'd say. As far as Rick Castle before, I was trying to say...
Here comes Dog Palmer on the 14.
I was not trying to say the Rick Castle. I don't know what happened in that wreck back there that he was part of. It sounded like his engine just shut off, like his car got knocked out of gear or something, and it turned him hard right into Will Farmer. But he is back going again and trying to make up those spots.
Doc Palmer does the over and under on the 14, tries to go down the front straight, and makes a. He hasn't made the pass yet. Now they're running for 27th and 24th. That's one thing. At the 26th, you can battle back there. So no harm, no foul. Just good hard racing. So
he's still left down to dog.
Yeah, let's look up in front here as we move up. Great battle with the 101 and Johnny Doucette battling for 20th.
Meanwhile, Dennis Balsar makes the move for 4th around Alex Jarvie. Jordan McGregor, our defending champion, mired in the middle of the pack right now, still running 15th.
There are those races, man. Yeah.
Shane Pittman in the chat says, can we just get a Jim Stravato cam every week?
It is. That was some great stuff right there. I mean, I don't know. Why are you here? You're here to race. So I don't know. I mean, obviously there is etiquette, but at the same time, you can't deny that was a great show. Him sliding that thing sideways, scraping the wall, saving it like 3 times. That's great skills. These guys are badass. There ain't no joke. You got Rick Johnson and Jordan McGregor, champions, trying to get into the top 10 here, going, what the heck's going on here, man? I mean, they have not been able to figure it out thus far. I don't know what they need. In front of them is a quagmire. Dave Ellens and that badass Chevrolet just going at it there. These Ryan Johnson, we know what he do. He's where did he come from?
007 looking underneath the 89. Also going for a spot here.
Matt Watkins struggling on the outside. We got 2 and 3 wide in this pack. Slim Jim
2 by 2 by 2.
Still can't get. These guys can't get around each other.
Slim Jim Gately, where did he come from? He thinks about 3 wide, but thinks better of it there.
Oh my gosh, we got to get an in-car here. There's somebody behind all this and watch what. Just real quick here.
Let's see, who's the trailing car there? Looks like it is 83 Steve Weber.
Steve Weber, the big cactus from Arizona. Let's take a look at this in-car. I won't be able to hear, so I'll just be talking. I can't hear you.
Yeah.
So I probably will talk over you because it sounds real loud. Just real quick here, coming down the front.
3 wide in front of him.
3 wide in front of him. You're lifting right here, letting it roll. Pedaling the gas, a little blip, blip, blip. Roll, roll, roll. Pick up the gas. You got 800 horsepower here. Car to your right, Billy Arbor to your right. Car right to your It's it right. Your spotter's going 1 wide, 2 wide. Outside, outside, still outside. You got Yarborough trying to do the over and under here on Slim. He gets loose in front of you. You see Steve back off because he's seen it. That's great craft right there. He's seen the rear end get sideways. Got to back off. Otherwise, okay, Bill's trying to gather it back up here. He's clear on the outside. Spotter is clear, clear, clear. Now you're going through turn 2 here. You go down the back straight with the palm trees. Beautiful sight. There's your FSB blimp up there. Sponsored by
It looks like this whole gaggle has sorted itself out.
Now they kind of, and you see that dude in your mirror there. Wow, he got close to you. I think Steve tried to downshift there a little bit. I'm not sure. Right now, you're seeing these guys stay in 4th gear. One more time here, Steve Weber down to turn 1 and 2, lifting. This was the ECR way. They back in the day, Steve was an ECR guy before he was a
Monsoon.
monsoon guy, I believe. And the monsoon guys like to stay in fourth gear here.
Yeah, I like to stay in fourth gear at ovals other than Pocono as well.
You lose some time downshifting, and
you lose some time and you lose some gears that way.
Okay, I'll bounce out of that. So I'm sitting here yelling right now. Because,
it's okay.
I got engine noise. Okay, here we go. Got engine noise. I can't even hear you. So, okay, we're back to watching.
So that battle group has sorted itself out for the most part. Matt Watkins still looking to make some moves there on Jim Christopherson in the 40.
So in my mind, I'm thinking these guys are looking at about 25 to go. So you're looking at about lap 82 if this thing stays green.
Yeah, we're well within the window now, so people could pit at any time.
So do you want to split it in half, or? I
would want to split it in half, yes.
So that would be somewhere around lap 82, I believe we're on lap 77. That'd be about 5 laps to go.
Sounds like something scraping against your mic, Milty.
Yeah, well, I was trying to get my earphones around my head and my glasses. It's almost like wearing a helmet. Next week, if I make it back in time to broadcast, because I'll be in on the California coast in Santa Cruz working, I'm going to wear my helmet for a little while there, so you can see one of my dad's helmets here. Hey,
we got Sam Young in the booth.
Smoke in the house.
Welcome to season 37. Can you believe these guys? It's like an unreal movie. It's surreal. These guys are so good and fast.
And we do have pit stops. We have the 9 and the 27. The beer cars have hit pit road.
Here we go. Pitting Dan Irvine, 27, 101 of Tower.
And the 9 of Ken Hansen. And looks like Coors wins the Battle of the Beers off pit road here.
Taste the water.
Green flag pit stops. Hey, Milton, I came in quickly to say to you that you said something about you say stupid things. No, man, everything you say is pure art, my friend. Just remember that. I love you. I love you. Hey, also, Milty.
Thanks, buddy.
It's really good. It's good to see you. Literally, love all the trophies in the background. You are a champion, sir.
Yeah, this is really cool, man.
I don't know how has more trophies, you or Sean, but you guys are
probably him.
Oh, I got a whole bunch. Every week I'm gonna switch them up if I got time.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we might be even on the championships, but he's won more of the trophy races.
Yeah, I got like the ones in the back were I got like 4 ass trophies, which those are the All-Star Shootout.
All-Star Shootout.
I'm glad you explained that, Milton.
Number 3, Descenza to pit road, D-Rocket pitting.
So we still got pitting here. We got to keep track of this. This is huge. They're green flag.
Matt Watkins down pit road.
That's the second time I saw Matt Watkins already on pit road. This is not good for the 15.
Oh, it's a drive-through. It's a pass-through penalty for the 15. Watkins. Devastating penalty for the Pac-Man machine.
Top 5, Dennis Balzar. He's rolling the dice here as cars are coming out. He's on the outside, so he can't pit this time. He's rolling it. You can go to lap 34. Oh, boy, he gets cut off by Steve Weber and the new fresh tire, Matt Watkins. This is the thing about, and we got cars down pit road.
We got 23, 54. Looked like the 40's coming with them.
And Balzar kind of got hosed there a little bit because he was on the outside. Weber in P6, he's going to recycle. He's rolling the dice. Let's see if we can see on the scanner if he's going to pit, the 115 pit. Oh, man, it's crazy. They're all coming in and coming out. We got to catch on this, man.
And I think...
Like one camera, folks. I'm sorry.
How much fun is this? How much fun?
Oh, well,
Professional sim racing. Here comes the 83 of Steve Weber, the 007, and the 30 of George McGregor.
I think this is going to cycle to the 9.
These pit stops are not easy. Rick Johnson, what did he do? He's now P4, so that means he has stayed out. And let me look at the scanner. If Rick is stopped, he is definitely the co-goat. Is the 15 pitted early, the 52 staying out. He's looking for a caution, but these guys are not going to let that happen as they go in and out of this difficult pit road. And here comes the 52, hard in. You're going to drive it in there like a road course, grass around you. Then the pit road tightens up. You got to look at the wall and slam on the brakes to get down to 45 miles an hour. Rick Johnson down
Johnson
pit road.
pits from the lead. That's going to cycle it back to Jeff Hale.
That is the textbook pit stop, folks. If you want to, be a good sim racer, or end up maybe starting sim racing and end up trying to do something for real, if you got the money, this is a good place to start. Is sim racing.
Well, if you gotta learn to pit and green flag pit stops here. That's not many leagues do that.
Absolutely,
you got to train yourself.
Jeff Hale comes in from the lead in that 29 Tide ride.
Wow, there goes the 52. They nailed it. Let's see how he comes out, though. He lost time, but at the same time, these guys were getting going in traffic. A lot of this is going to depend on how his pit exit is. Everything has been spotless for the 52, his exit. Let's see how he comes out here. Right now he's showing P7.
I'm thinking this cycles to the 9. We'll see.
I got some race chatter when this pit cycle comes through. Some good stuff for you.
Yeah.
26 watching live right now. Are you kidding me? That's awesome. We'll have over 150 views probably before this thing's over. Every week, we appreciate all you watching our little deal here. This, if you want to get in on this, it's reasonable.
Talk to me.
Absolutely, Sam's the man.
Right there. It's way cheaper than any other R Factor or
certainly than iRacing.
Any of these deals.
And Johnny Doucette is cycled to the lead now.
And it's way better than like PlayStation or Xbox, which they all have their points. They're all good sims, and but this is really a sim. So anyway, off of my soapbox. Let's get back to this race here. Dennis Baker.
So.
Sorry, Baker.
Yeah, Sam's got some dirt here for us.
I do have some dirt. I got some dirt. There was scuttlebutt and some people daring each other, mostly the fast champions here, daring each other to start in the back each week this season and work their way to the front in the championship. I just want to say there's several involved with this that I know of, but whoever started in the back.
Started in the back. Okay.
Absolutely. So
I think we're looking at two of them there on the left split, and that's the 23 and the 15. They started in the back.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's just awesome because
making it a challenge.
That shows guys that are about the big picture, and you can race against yourself, but it's not very fun.
And there's your leader, Johnny Doucette, finally on pit road here with 20 to go.
5 fingers to set.
Pops Marguson inherits the lead.
TV time and definitely down pit road. Johnny Doucette in the 58 car. They're going to get 4 tires, it looks like. At this point, you still got a lot of... These guys that pitted earlier, they're going to struggle later here to make it. Great stop for the 58 car.
Well, it's a balancing act.
45 miles an hour down pit road, 46, and you're in a world of hurt.
And a quick promo, guys, while I got a second before I get out. Thank you for the broadcast. You guys are awesome. They keep coming back, everybody that's watching. And if you are interested in racing, it's about $5 a month after you have a 1-month free tryout. And we will help you get up to speed. We have everybody here that can help you. We'll get your computer going.
For about 160, I think.
Well, actually,
you can get less than that.
We can get you the game, actually, if you need it bad. If it is expensive. Wheels are hard to come by.
Whoa!
Woo!
Thanks
that was
for the
tight.
podcast.
P6, who we haven't said nothing about Oh, we got gambling on the race too here, which is legal.
It is legal, guys. Thanks for the broadcast. See you later.
Hey,
I love
thanks,
it,
Sammy.
Man. Chip Barkin really running slow, but P6 here.
Rick Castle is scored as your leader currently. Looks like he's going to run it out and see what he can do.
Now, what that option gives you is a 2-tire stop and less fuel. Maybe a half a can.
Dan Irvine, the 27, is the first car
Yeah, we got something
in
on
the
the
running.
scanner here. Dog is pitting now. He's done the same thing.
Yeah,
Dog
Dan
the Dog
Irvine in
Palmer
fourth.
From,
Dan Irvine in
Indiana.
fourth.
It's definitely...
Right there, Dan Irvine in fourth is going to cycle to the lead once all these cars that haven't pitted come in, although Mark DeSenza is breathing down his neck.
I mean, they're dealing with tornadoes up there, you know, and COVID. You know?
Now we got thunderstorms here tonight, so hopefully we stay up the whole time.
We had an earthquake today in, like, Nevada, but I didn't feel it. I was asleep. I'll take an earthquake over a tornado any day. How about Jordan McGregor up to P5? And hoop, mama, there goes that other man, Matt Watkins. Pac-Man. Wow. How does he do this? I don't... Jim Gately, P3. They started
Oh, looks like Matt Watkins got a piece of the wall there. Just a little piece of the wall off turn 4. Should be okay.
Exiting pit road. Look at that black cat car with the black cat on the side. How cute. I love cats, you know.
I do too. My Casey cat just walked through and almost stepped on the keyboard.
Dog, but then he named his team Black Cat. I'm still...
well, he's got a black cat too named Spook. That's the cat that's on the hood.
Yes, he does. That's Spook right there. And we got we got battles here with the 007. We got Pops in 20 seconds, so he's a lap down. You see the veteran, former Winston Cup champion. He's like 60-something. He's even older than I am. I'm 57, and he's like 10 years older at least. He's had eye surgery and some health problems, but he's back on track, and he's a veteran. He knows how to let guys by, and you see it. But he shows up every day, every week, like a Swiss watch. Pops Markison, like to say hi to Toby, his son, and all his grandkids. I hope they're watching. What a great man, great family, in that Scotch Blue Ford.
Meanwhile, we got intense battles here all over the track. You got 27 and the 3 going at it for the lead here as all pits have cycled through. 4 seconds back, you got that second pack led by Jim Gately in the 23. Jordan McGregor in the 30, Matt Watkins in the 15, all going at it still with coming up, getting close to 10 to go here. Are these guys good or what? We told you we were going to have green flag stops. We told you we were going to have different strategies. That long break didn't dull these guys at all. They're chomping at the bit and going for it. I can smell those checkers as Mark DeSenzo, he wants his lead back. That short pit worked for Dan Irvine, but Mark's got the fresher tires out of it. What can he do with them? And can this second group catch up to them if they start racing hard? And 4 seconds is a long way around a flat track like this. 3 seconds now, 3.8. Doris Gately cheering for her boy Slim to run him down. And I think he might need a caution flag or as I said, for these guys to start going at it hot and heavy for him to run him down. But still, fantastic run for these 3 cars here you see on the right, all starting in the back, all in the top 5.
I've been so involved with watching the live stream in my computer. I've also got it on my big screen, and what a picture! And I, wow, what a great job you do, bro.
Thank you. Oh, we got a change for the lead here. Is a little bit of contact, and Mark DeSenza gets around the 27.
Well, we saw him dominate this whole race, and
here comes Slim Jim and the 15 and the 30.
Marquis D Rocket, one of the greatest I've ever raced against on tracks like this. This guy is unbelievable, and he is showing his true back form. You know, after a heart attack and severe health problems, he was wondering if he was even going to live, you know, and he's living, and he's back 100%.
And he's living it up. They're in the lead, dominating this race tonight.
He's a great
inside 10 to go.
runner. Do these guys have anything for him?
I don't know if they have anything for him, because they're going to have to get through each other to get to him, and that's just going to play into Mark DeSenza's favor.
Look at these guys going at
Jordan McGregor looking underneath for fourth.
McGregor looking at the 15.
Matt Watkins slides it as he drops it in third gear there. That's why I don't like shifting.
Yeah, but you see how his car control. He is sick car control.
He does. He's an alien. He can do it.
Car with Matt Watkins, and I've seen it when he was our teammate at the 24-hour Le Mans. He'd never driven a GTP car before. You see that banner behind me. I know a little bit about those GTP cars, and this guy, I've never seen anybody go around the entire 8.4 miles of Le Mans sideways in every corner. And he's like, my lap times aren't very good. And I was like, are you kidding me? That was the greatest in-car I've ever seen in my life.
Meanwhile, Jordan McGregor looking to work on Slim.
Well, I think, you know, we've seen McGregor win stuff. He had Riverside in the bag, and just didn't happen. But
he lost that battle, but he won the war, as that is your defending Winston Cup champion.
But we showed, point is, we show that he has the skills to run anything. The three disciplines, the four disciplines, short track, speedway, super speedway, and road course. That Folger car that's Tim Richmond colors there. For you NASCAR fans, that guy he was a party animal, and he was partied all night and raced all day.
And now we got.
And this ain't done yet.
Matt Watkins looks.
Here comes the 23 down low. He can't make the pass. McGregor on the outside.
Yeah, you got Matt Watkins looking underneath there. And meanwhile, Mark DeSenza. Yeah, Mark DeSenza is just checked out, letting this battle go on behind him.
He's a great leader. It's like my dad had a teammate at Porsche, Alan Johnson was his name. When he got in the lead, it was all over. If you could get in front of him the first couple laps, you had a chance. But for him, but once he got in the lead, that's Mark DeSenza. When he gets in the lead, gets the air on the nose, and doesn't have the stress of anything but attacking the track. He's almost unbeatable. And you're seeing that tonight. He's putting a whooping on.
Big surge from McGregor as Slim Jim pushed up in the middle of the corner.
Look at this battle. Come on. Come on. Slim Jim and McGregor sideways. Slim Jim, he's been, off. Didn't do any, off-season stuff. Just probably doing a little fishing,
That's not entirely accurate, because I'll tell you what he does do in the off-season. He works on these setups, tweaks them, builds them from scratch for new tracks, and he reopened his Sunday night.
He's the big guy that creates. He's the guy that has that. Plus, he does his classes and training and teaching.
That's where I was going, yep. He also reopened his Sunday night driving school, helped some of these drivers out there, and right now he's under attack.
Awesome dude,
15 car tried to get under him, couldn't quite make it stick. Jordan McGregor, he's got his sights set on second, as we are coming up to 3 to go here.
Of Dan Irvine. I mean, this is the race that we gotta watch right here. Come on.
Yeah, that's where we're locked in on. Mark DeCenza, your leader, he's in the small inset. He is checked out. Send him a postcard. Even if the caution flag comes out now, he's got this one wrapped up in a bow.
Yeah, you know, this one's in the refrigerator. The eggs are cold and the butter's getting hard right now, as Chick,
and look at that.
Chick Hearn would say.
We got the 30 car looking underneath 27. Yeah. Jordan McGregor to P2.
Oh boy, but the 27 ain't done yet.
27's going to try the crossover.
Shifting and driving. Snaking and rolling.
Slim Jim going with his teammate there, trying to give him a little draft help down the straightaway.
It looks like the 15 is the only one that's downshifting. I can see with the nose of his car. It's definitely banging as he's downshifting in the middle of the corner.
That is how you can tell. White flag in the air.
Slim Jim Gately. These guys have known each other for 15 years here. Right now, this is and Bill Yarbrough in the mix of that. That's the way Bill likes it, you know. I mean, he wants a battle, and what's he going to do there? He takes a look. They know they need that bottom line. How do you get it? And we're on the last lap here.
Yeah, white flag in the air.
They're running away with it. What's going to happen with these guys? Matt Watkins, and that is your ending right there. Looks like the 27 edges out the 15. They nudge each other. Some brotherly love right there. They're
and
not social distancing, you know.
There you go. Slim manages to snag.
What a
waiting for the
great
positions
shot.
to finalize there. Looks like he nudged him at the line, though. But meanwhile, your race winner, the 3 car of Mark DeRocket DeCenza.
Hey, that's a fantastic run for Jordan McGregor right there as we go through the standings there.
Jordan McGregor second, coming from the back. Yeah, Walt McGregor, Jordan knows how to save tires, and it certainly served him well tonight. And that pit strategy, nailing the pit stop, brings it home. P2, Matt Watkins third, Jim Gately fourth, Bill Yarbrough fifth, Dan Irvine falls to sixth on that last lap, getting loose there. Dan Jones seventh, Rick Johnson eighth, ninth place, Big Cactus Steve Weber. And the Highwayman, Jim Christopherson. Highwayman Jim Christopherson, 10th spot in the 40 car on his Friday night return.
Look, man, I mean, what else can you expect? Green flag racing, green flag stops, strategy. A lot of guys were probably going to be thinking, man, I should have, would have, could have.
What can you do, you know?
Again, what could you do with the 3 car tonight? You can watch him burn it off. Here we go. Come on, 3. Come on, Mark.
No, he just pitted and went home.
Oh, wait, that's somebody else burning it off there.
Yeah,
well,
that's
there's hot dogs in the pits. They're on fire, but you guys are welcome to one. Yeah, that's right. That's not Mark's style. He's not a burnout guy, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. Oh, I need to resize the post race camera here.
What a deal, man. That's the way you start the season. Are you kidding me?
Pardon me while I resize this, and we're going to send Milty off to go gather up our podium finishers if you can.
Okie dokie.
Alright, sorry about that, folks. There we go. Had to rebuild some of the scenes moved the camera back from doing the post-season events there, and everything was in a different spot. That's my keyboard shelf for the second computer, but we'll just deal with that for now. So again, the points aren't going to matter so much right now as we just started the season, but Mark DeCenza will obviously be your points leader coming out of this after that just dominating run. He led 89 of the, what was it, 107 laps. So yeah, he put a spanking on him. Great run by DeRocket tonight. Jordan McGregor with that fantastic run through the back of the field. Alrighty. I think Milty's still rounding up our... Let me get the multicam into this scene here. Let's go NDI source. Multicam. There we see him doing his pit reporter thing. I gotta lock down some of these elements on the screen here. Pardon me, guys. I'm having trouble selecting it. There we go. We got the multicam.
He'll hit.
Still don't have our podium finishers here, so next week we're going to be at... Let me look that up here. Let's get the schedule up while Milty does his thing. The FSB Racing Forum wants me to log in again.
What a fine race, huh?
Hey, smokes. Sammy joining us here in the booth here while Milty gathers up our podium finishers, and I try and fix the fact that I forgot to put Milty Cam on the post-race show spot here. So, Sammy, did you think we were going to get that kind of race out of a flat track for the start? Oh, we lost Sammy. All right. Pardon me while I rebuild the post-race show scene because I forgot to add these elements in with the new multicam. There we go.
Okay, I got it.
All right, we got the monster.
Woo! What a great race, man. I mean, are you kidding me? You guys were duking it out back there, but you guys had nothing for the 3-car, man.
Yeah, he was just checked out.
Jordan,
So we got
man,
well, let's start with our third place finisher here. Yeah, Matt Watkins took the Pac-Man car from the back to all the way up to third spot. Looks like you might be the only one shifting out there. Tell us about your run, buddy.
Yeah, it was good. It's just yeah, it was so insanely hard to pass. I was apparently I was the only one shifting because I halfway through the race asked my teammates, they shifted, and everybody's like, no. So I'm like, oh, well, this is awkward. But yeah, I don't know. It's the way I could roll the corners by shifting on. But I was hoping we could get like, a 10, 15 lap run and get a caution, maybe have a chance to strategy to take 2 or something. But cautions fell at the point where you had to take 4 every time, so really couldn't make up spots there. So we just had to, me, Slim, Jordan, all those guys started back there. We had to earn it on the track, passing people manually. So it was a workout, man. Worn out.
I see. Milty has.
I got this trophy because I already did it once in the broadcast, but I promised you. You texted me. This was the trophy that I wrecked you for the Indy 500. So, and, you wanted to like throw a virtual brick at me. So,
that's
throw it
gross.
at me. That's still pissing you off.
I told him that you were going to throw a brick at him that he had kissed.
I'm going to try.
Throw it.
I'm going to throw it all the way from here
it
to
and hit him.
California. I'm going to try.
That's a hell of a throw from what is it, North Carolina?
South Carolina.
South Carolina. There you go.
Absolutely there. But I was so glad that you won it. But, what I've heard is the challenges for you guys, guys that have won a lot, and won championships are basically starting in the back in every one of these races. So a little bit of a twist here, which is pretty cool, I mean, just giving guys
Slim,
an opportunity,
Yeah, Slim come in the channel like 5 minutes for qualifying, and Sweet talked me into starting in the back. So I guess I'm going to make this terrible, life-changing decision to start in the back every race. So it should be fun. I had a ton of fun today doing that, so I can't wait to do it again.
Oh, the things Slim makes us do.
I know. But awesome job to Mark and Jordan, man. They drove a hell of a race, so that was fun.
Absolutely. So next stop here is Jordan. Dude.
Jordan McGregor.
I mean, you were all up and down there battling. That was great footage. You guys got to watch this broadcast. You guys were duking it out, man. Tell us about your race, Jordan.
Man, what a fun race. I mean, just racing with Matt and Slim coming from the back. We had a ton of fun just driving through the field. I had a little bit of bad luck. I got tight coming off four, coming to a caution, smacked the wall, so I got stuck in the back again. But we were really good on long runs, and if we could have had 5 more laps, I think I could have got to Mark, but it was so tough to pass. Got to congratulate Mark. I know he's been having some bad luck here. We talked this morning. I told him, hey, it's a new season, new race. And, he proved me right. He went out and whooped everybody today. So congratulations to him.
Well, I wasn't sure if you had a little contact at some point in the race there. I was wondering if you had a little damage there, a little wall damage or not.
Yeah, that last caution coming to the line, I just ran out of talent and smacked it.
Scraped it against the wall, but sometimes you get away with one, but you executed your pit stop great. I mean, that green flag stop was kind of set the tone for, the end of that race, which was awesome for the fans,
Yeah, that's really what made this race so fun. When we can get long green flag runs like that, when we're running 30-car fields, that just, that says a lot about this league and the drivers that we've got here. I was hoping we could have had a late caution just to kind of bunch us all back up, but that was a blast nonetheless.
Well, Walt was on there, like, giving you a little stick, you need to get going, bro.
Yeah, I don't know if you could hear him out there, but he was egging you on.
Time to go.
It's time for Jordan to figure this thing out, I think something like that. Well, you figured it out, and then there's Marky D, man, D Rocket. I've raced with you for like 16 years. Dude, tonight you were vintage Mark DeCinza. There was no stopping you. What's it feel like to get back on the saddle like that and with all this great competition and handle them? I mean, you just destroyed everybody.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to fall for what Matt fell for. I mean, they finished good, but I wasn't going to start in the back here. That's for sure. I was worried starting in the front. So, but ran good. Love the setup. Great setup, and congratulations to Matt. And I don't think Jordan had anything, but from me. But no, I'm just kidding. It was just everything ran good. I don't know. I don't know. What happened to Dan Irvine there? I got under him. I don't know if I pushed into him or because I know we had made a little bit of contact. It's probably the only car I passed all night and made contact with him. I don't know if I came up on him or what the deal was there at the end, but sorry if that's the case. But anyway, good run, good setup. Nice to be out front.
Yeah, and that was Irvine had a great race, and he was the one car that definitely, especially on the restarts, he was really trying to make his move. I think he really realized that that was his chance because me knowing you, once you get out in front, clean air, and you're like the, you've been through a lot of health problems. I mean, you had a heart attack last year, and to see you back on the track running like this is totally old school Mark DeCenza, and everybody, you better watch out because
don't say that.
That 3 car is back and he could destroy you. I mean, multiple champion. That's a really good start of the season. That's an ass whooping right there. Yeah.
Now, are all 3 of you planning to run the full season, going for the championship here?
I'm gonna try. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I'm going to. So Slim challenged me first to start in the back every race, so that's what we decided we were going to do and try to win the championship. So it should be an exciting season.
Going to try back up the championship. That's what I like to hear. Well, starting off with the second place run.
With that.
Starting with the second place run tonight. That's a good way to mount a title defense. Well, awesome. Great job, everybody. Yeah, all 3 of you, no matter where you start. I've seen you start in the back and work your way up through the field too, Mark, plenty of times. So
yeah, I didn't want to do it here, though.
Yeah, I don't blame you. This is a track position track.
You want to do that.
The closer you get to the front, the harder it is. I mean, sometimes you can get to 10th, 11th, but I mean, after that, it's tough. But,
well, awesome job, everybody.
That's awesome. You too, Matt.
Yeah, dominant run for Mark. Great run from the back for you guys there, Jordan and Matt. And so thanks for putting on a great show, showing up. We had a really clean race for a flat track to open it up with 32 cars on the track. Thanks everybody, all the drivers coming out. Thanks everybody for joining us out there in YouTube and in the chat. And you got some family members, some friends rooting for their drivers. Always great to see you. Glad to have everybody back. Milty, thanks for doing what you do all the time, helping me commentate here and getting this all set up. That was pretty cool. He caught on pretty darn quick. He thought he was gonna struggle, but he handled it like a champ, getting the multicam set up.
Model, so she taught me a few tricks about.
I can tell you.
She's a lot better looking than I am.
I can tell you followed her makeup tips there, Milty. So thanks everybody for joining us. Thanks to our podium finishers again, Jordan McGregor, Matt Watkins, and Mark DeCenza joining us here for the post-race show. Thanks as always Bill Farmer, Farmer Brothers Contracting, for putting up the hardware these guys are going to be chasing over the next 11 weeks now. And thanks to Sam Young checking in the booth a few times there and for putting on keeping the league going, running this. He's our big boss man. And thanks for all you do, Sammy. Thanks to Ryan Johnson, series admin, Friday night, keeping the show running here and getting those points updated pronto every week for us. He's got the biggest series to run, and we appreciate all you put in there. Ryan making the schedule, admin in the series, and of course, thanks everybody for everything. For FSB Racing Live, I'm Sean Reap saying good night and welcome back.
Thanks, guys.